Right, let's start with our onboarding session tonight. If you're a new person in the business, this is for you. You're going to see what you have to do to get your business going. And then also for the old people, for you to see how you can help your new people. Now,
And you're also allowed to do it again, eh?
yes. Walt Disney said the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. You know, talk is easy. It's the action which is the hard bit. Okay. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We are all here to help you. And if you look, if this is you in the middle, if this is a nice picture of you, you will see that the company will help you with the logistics, the starter kits, the distribution of the products, the literature, the sponsoring, the ordering, the IT, the website stuff. They do all your finance, all your books for you. You don't even have to do anything. They do it all and they will just send you a statement every month. So this is why I love this business. I don't have this, all these things which can make a business go bankrupt. So I am so grateful that we have a stable company do it all. Right. Why do you want to build a business for yourself? So it's very, very important that you know the reason why you do this business. Because the money you pay for your starter pack, you will only remember it 2, 3 months and then you forgot about it because it costs less than my running shoes. That's not going to make you work. You need to know why you want to build this business. Is it because you want to take your family on a holiday? Or maybe a nice new car or a house or just some adventure you want to do or something you want to buy for your house or whatever your reason is. The bigger your reason why you do the business, the harder you will work. Right. If you want to be a customer, that is okay with us too. We have no problem with that. We can just send you a customer link and you can buy it yourself. So I would suggest if you are a new customer or a new person in the business, start with a breakfast pack because that is where nutrition starts. And the breakfast pack is your New Life Shake and your Pro Vitality. Right, when you start your business, the first very, very important thing is to use your own products because you can't tell other people what the products do if you yourself didn't try it. If Charlie used to say, if people walk into your house and they look for evidence, you must be guilty enough to see. Otherwise, you are wasting your time. If people come to your house and you still have all the toxic cleaning products in your house, I had a whole house full of people here on Saturday. I even showed them how to use the products in the in the dishwasher. So, you need to use your own products and that people can see you actually use your own products.
So number two should actually be clean up your act.
Yeah, clean your home, get rid of all the toxins, then educate yourself. Um, there are lots of stuff on Telegram, Facebook, the websites, and also on boards. So please, if you're not on these apps, then let us know. Download the app and let us know that we can add you. You see, there's boards. And on all the social media, the 7 skills is on Facebook under guides. It's also on boards. You will see them on boards. And you must also learn to use all the links. There are a lot of links, and you get all these links on boards. So, yeah, all I do, if a person contact me and say, I have this problem, I go to boards, I get the link. I also have all the links on email. If you want me to email it to you, then on my WhatsApp, please send me your email address, and then I will send you all the links which I have from Louis, links which he is using. And it is great links. Just keep on feeding people links, and that is the way to train them as well. And get onto the mentoring calls. The mentoring calls it's only once a month before the recognition call that that there's the mentoring call. The ideas coming out there is really awesome. If you didn't have time to read the book or listen to the audio, not a problem. Come on, put off your camera and your video and just listen. Then you don't have to participate if you don't want to. But the training you get there is really great. Attend all trainings. There's a Monday evening training, and it's a team training, and on a Wednesday evening is a business training where you can also invite people you spoke to. But please don't invite them directly to the Wednesday evening. Try to speak to them beforehand or do the coffee shop chat with them before you invite them to the Wednesday evening. But if you do not come to trainings, it's like when I, studied for my degree. If I didn't attend my classes, there's no ways I could have written my exam, and there is no ways I would have got my degree.
No, that's in the old days. Today, you don't have to attend. They just give, I think often they just give them degrees these days.
But anyway, it is very, very important before you really climb into the business to get some training, go through the 7 skills, see what people say you need to do. And then you just go for it and start with the coffee shop chats. Okay. The team support, there is the 2 Bold Eagle groups which you can join, the Bold Eagle team and the Proven Wellness. The Bold Eagle team is business and the Proven Wellness is health.
Those on Facebook.
Yeah, that too are on Facebook. But if you go to boards, you will find the same information on boards as well. And I know the Eagle team also have some information. Okay. There is the 2 websites. All the information plus a lot more. You can take a screenshot, take a photo of this if you want. BaldEagleTeam.com, and the password is empower to get into some of the stuff. And then there's vibranthealth.life, and the password is renew. So, all the information is there as well. This is like when you study through UNISA, and and you have to know to self-study, to do it yourself. There's not somebody to look over your shoulder and say you must be in class here and you need to write the exam there. This is you study, you earn while you learn. Right, then the 7 skills of Eric Worre, which is very, very important. Skill 1 is about the names. And you need about 200 names to start off, because you will find, only 2 out of 10 people normally say yes. So 20% of people going to say, yes, I like to get going with you. If you know the stats before, then you're not disappointed. And don't take it personal. We have lots of people who say no to us. They're not interested in business. And I'm not taking it personally, because it's not because of me that they don't want to do it. It's maybe the circumstances aren't like that. Maybe they're not ready for it. So I just put their name, keep on adding their name to the list, and a year later I'll ask them again. I mean, I had one of my friends who joined after 18 years. So just never give up. Then, there's a time when it's ready and they're going to join you. Skill 2 is about inviting. If you want to know how to invite people, very, very important that you're going to listen to that skill, whether it's on Facebook or on the websites, doesn't matter. You can also set up 3-way calls with Chris and I, or with Louis. You're very welcome. You just, if the person want to know something, we do a video call, a 3-way video call, because they use third party with someone who knows the business. So if we know the business very well, and especially if you're new, you do a 3-way call, you tell your friend, listen, yeah, I'm new in the business, I can't help you, but I have somebody who's going to tell you more. You do a 3-way video call, and it takes the stress off you, especially in the beginning. I know it's a stress in the beginning, and people find out when you're stressed. So it is good to have an upline who can help you there. You can do it with any of your uplines. Right, so, but it must be somebody they can relate to. Okay, then skill 3 is presenting. We want people more and more to participate and to present. That it's not us who present all the time, because if other people present, you also learn. And that way, the more you present, the easier it's going to get to do the business for you. Skill 4 is the follow-up. You can do all this work, and if you are not following up, you can say goodbye to your person, and you need to follow up within 24 hours. If you don't do it, you lose it. Skill 5 is the close. After the follow-up, if the person says, yes, I'm in, don't wait a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks before you do the close. You do the close immediately. So, right, yes, here's the link, let me help you. What Chris and I tend to do the past few times is we stay there with the person, and, there and then we fill in the form online. And we help them to get it going, because sometimes, they're stuck here and there. And especially if you're left, they give up and they just never join. So, make sure that you stay on it. And then skill 6 is getting started, and skill 7 is selling events. Now, a very, very important one is how to tell your story. And this is Frank's slides, which he gracefully shared with us. And it's an excellent way of teaching people how to tell your story. Okay, so there's 2 stories which you need to learn. One is your business story, and the other one is your health story. I know if you're new in the business, you don't really have a great business story yet, but it depends whether you start because of the business and you start because of the health. I started because of health. So your first story is your health story. Your second story is your business story. So you start with the background. My daughter was very sick. By the time she was 5, she already had 3 sinus-related operations. And the doctor said to me, she's going to be very sick, and it was really, very sad. And, I just couldn't accept it. And that's when I started looking for something natural to help her with. Now, part 2 is the struggle. How terrible it was to sit next to the athletics field and all the other little friends run around the track, and I couldn't let her run. Or friends all started playing tennis matches, and I couldn't let her do it because I wasn't sure if she's going to make it. So,
And your poor little husband had to pay for all that medicine and medical treatment, which was more than his salary.
So the pain, and please put on the pain that people understand. Now it's 33 years ago, so the pain is a little bit more. We sort of
We've got amnesia.
But if that pain never actually, go away. There's constantly in your life, things trigger that days. So, let people feel that which you went through. Don't just rumble it down like a story, and people, don't see what you really went through. And then part 3 is the solution. We were so grateful when, these products worked for her, that, we had an ex salary as well.
We doubled our income and she got better.
Yeah, so, so the solution. And exactly the same with business. The business is actually now, for me, it's better, because for me, it's 8 years ago, I decided I'm going to retire. I had enough of teaching. That I can still remember quite well, where the kids were swearing at me and and how terrible it was. So,
Did you tell him you used to sit and cry on this couch?
So, tell people how bad it was. And I just wanted to get out. And then I decided, wow, I have this business. I was so blessed. I am so grateful that I started this business many years ago, that when I really needed it, it was there for me to just pick up and go. And that's exactly what I've done. So, what did I find? I just kept going, and it replaced my salary. And it was really fantastic feeling. And isn't it nice to get up in the morning and you plan your own day? So, yeah. So, let people feel it. And then how do you feel about the future? Oh, man, the future is bright. Apart from all the wars, the future is bright.
Setting and writing down goals for your business is an important step for success. I love the quote by Jim Rohn, goals. There's no telling what you can do when you get inspired by them. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. And there's no telling what will happen when you act upon them. It is key that you set specific goals for your income and rank advancement level in your Neolife business. Your income is important because it's a direct reflection of the number of people you're helping through your business. The more people you help, the more income you can earn. Write down your monthly income goal and your income target for the next 12 months. Start by writing down your reasonable goal for the average monthly income you desire to earn. What does that equate to for your yearly income goal? Pause this video right here and write down these goals. Now, double your reasonable goal and write down your BHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal for your average monthly income and your yearly income. Next, let's set a goal for your rank advancement level. I encourage you to refer to the Neolife compensation plan for details on our rank levels. You can also work with your upline leader or a member of our field development team to help you set this goal. To set this goal, what rank do you need to reach in order to achieve your reasonable income goal? For example, maybe your goal is to earn $3,000 per month or $37,000 per year through your Neolife business. In the compensation plan, you'll see an example of how to earn this and more with a 1 Ruby business. So, 1 Ruby is your rank goal. Now, using your income goal, write that rank down and make sure you understand the qualification criteria to achieve it. Next, write down the date you want to achieve that rank by. Pause this video right here and write down these goals. Now, what rank do you need to reach in order to achieve your big, hairy, audacious goal for your income? And when do you want to achieve that rank by? So, congratulations. Thank you for identifying, writing down, and most importantly, acting on your goals. It is a key step for success.
Right, so this is how we write down our goals. We take a big, you know, that massive sheets, which is not this big, but that big, okay? And then we fold them into 9 blocks. We write down our short-term goals, our medium-term goals, and our long-term goals. And you look here at the side, it is your new life, what you want to achieve in new life, material things which you want, and then your spiritual things which you want to do. Okay, so I write down the PVs because my next step is 3 Ruby. You know, there's 3 Ruby, 50,000 PVs, and then I'll have a date next to it. And this is all the other things which I want. And this I have already,
All of those you have already.
yeah, I have all of these. It's just Valencia, which I still didn't do. So now actually what I must do, because it's only half a year, I must go and find new things.
Just take these 6 out and move it over.
Yeah, I must take these 6 out and put in new ones for me as well. Okay, so, but get stuff which you want to go for and, you know, write them down and put it somewhere where you can see it, that it can remind you why you are doing this. Right, be your own best.
Yeah, I see you didn't take that shard off, so you went there 3 times.
I actually was there 3 times. Okay, and for the people who don't know what the Shard is, it's the highest building here in the UK, and you go for a high tea there, and it costs about £100 per head. £100 per head is about 2,000.
No, I think you were robbed. You pay 320 pounds.
Well, it's about 2,500 rand per person for a high tea. But anyway, the first thing to be your own best customer is replace all your home care products. We all have to clean our houses. As your other, well, Charlie used to say, you know, get a bucket, put everything in a bucket and give it to somebody you hate. But no, rather don't do that.
Put it in the bin.
Put it in the bin, or if you really can't afford it, finish it. And as you buy, you need new ones, then you buy new ones. Replace your skincare and personal care products. Very, very important that you start using your own skincare and personal care products. And I cannot understand if somebody don't use the skincare range. It is the most fantastic skincare range. I can tell you. My younger daughter have, you know, not the sick one, the one, she's like Chris. They have sensitive skin.
She's like Chris, she's sensitive.
Yeah, but anyway, so even when she went for, you know, they do like makeup stuff here at the shops, you can go and then they show you how to do the makeup. And they removed her eye makeup with MAC makeup. And MAC makeup is a really good house here. And her eyes swollen up. That is how allergic she is to the skincare stuff. And our skincare is the only skincare which do not affect, her eyes. And she have a beautiful skin. So I can really encourage the ladies to switch over to our skincare. If you can't afford the whole range, then just do the cleansing milk and the
And a cream.
and a moisturizer. It is far better than to use all these other petroleum products on your skin. And then the third thing is you will save money because in the long run, the home care and the skincare products are cheaper than the stuff which you buy in the shops. And the money you save, you can buy the breakfast pack with. Okay. Now the basic steps, use the products because you're going to save money. The first thing you need to do is to register with a starter kit. The second thing is education and support. Make sure that you educate yourself. This is your business, not your upline's business. It is your responsibility to educate yourself. We are here to help you all the way, but it is your responsibility to make sure you get to the trainings. The third thing is to share the business because you're going to earn an extra bonus. In the long run, this is where your big money come from. And the fourth thing is to share your products because you're going to make a profit. This is quick cash. If you need quick cash, go out and sell products because you get an immediate profit and you keep that. But if you first share your product, you can't go back and share a business. If you first share a business, you can always go back and share a product because people don't tend to say twice to you no. Okay. And this is Tracy quickly showing you a demo.
Hi, I'm Tracy, I'm from London, and I'd like to introduce you to our Golden LDC. It's an organic light duty cleaner. You can actually use this for your vegetables, dishwashing, shaving, bubble bath, hand soap. You can clean the surfaces with it. It's used for all different types of product, all different cleaning items. But there's also markings on the bottle. It's highly concentrated. You only need to put a tiny little drop in the bottom. Then you just fill the rest with water. And I'm actually going to demonstrate you how we actually wash a vegetable with it. This is a organic broccoli that I've just opened and unsealed. You can see the organic seal on the packet. If I take that off, you can actually see there is actually slight grey colouring to it, and that is just the coating that is on top of the broccoli. When you buy an organic broccoli, you can actually, just means that you can actually wash the surface and clean the actual pesticide that's actually on the top of the product. I'm going to show you our LDC and how it works. I'm going to pour some water in the sink with a couple of drops of LDC. You can see that it froths up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse the broccoli with the LDC. And what I'm going to do, for just a moment, I'm actually going to first show you what happens beforehand. If you can watch this for a moment, I'm going to show you that as you pour the water on, you can actually see that the water actually runs over the top of the broccoli. It doesn't go through it. It's a bit like an umbrella covering, really, to protect the broccoli from all the insects. But we're going to show you that you can actually wash that off before you actually eat it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just gently wash it in the LDC. Just give it a couple of little swishes round. And what you will actually see is I'm now going to rinse it back off again. And what you will actually see is, first of all, is look at the colour difference between the two products. One is dark green and one is very grey. So what I'm actually going to show you is how the water no longer pours just over the top. You can actually see that the water runs through the broccoli itself. And once I've rinsed the LDC off, you will actually again be able to see correctly the difference in the colour of the broccoli. And that's just to show you, if you pour that one over the top, you can actually see again that runs over and that one runs through. So LDC can be used for lots and lots of cleaning items, especially your vegetables. So what I'd like you to do is, hi,
Okay. Now names are your biggest asset. The bigger your names list, the bigger your business. Well, just imagine, you're going to get married or you maybe, do your 30th or 40th or 50th, birthday, and you're going to invite a lot of people. And you sit and you write down names. I'm sure, I mean, everybody who get married always have too many people they have to invite for the wedding. So, get into that creative stage and sit and start writing names. Or go through the alphabet. Go and think. A, architect, who do you know? B, businessman, who do you know? C, there's lot. I don't know. My head is now all of it. But in the book, the Getting Started booklet, there is lots of things where they give you all the different, like it can be accountant, architect, and they keep on going with all the different businesses or things which people do. To give you an idea who you can invite. Think of when you were at school, who was at school with you? When you were at university, who was at university with you? Look for them on Facebook. Find them on Facebook. So you write out your names list, then you include their name, their phone number, and you add a column for comments. I normally add the name on top. I just write, where did I meet the person, or where did I find their name? Or maybe, like the other day we had a Sapphire Women's Day. So then I will write Sapphire Women's Day. Or if I meet them at Asda, I will write next to it, met them at Asda. Or if I met them at the tennis, then I will write tennis next to their name. So it's just that you know where you get the names from. Right, next, then you must do the inviting, and you can look on boards or you can look on Facebook. Eric Worry is really good, and Louis did a summary of it as well. The first thing is to connect. If it's a warm market, like your family or people you work with or things like that, it is much easier to ask them because you already have a relationship with them and they already know you and they trust you. Always give people a sincere compliment. I don't say go and lie to people and say, oh, you have a lovely dress on, if you think, oh no, that look horrible. Maybe the dress isn't that nice, but maybe they have nice shoes on. Then you say, oh, look what lovely shoes you have. Or, oh, you have a nice tan. Or, oh, look, your hair is nice today. Or, anything which is really sincere. Because if you don't give people a sincere compliment, they're going to find you out. Right. 2 is to discover the need. Everybody at some point of their life have a need, whether it is money or it is their health or, and people will easily talk if you ask them a question and then say, tell me more. You get people, sometimes you meet people, and you tell your whole story and you thought, wow, how do I get to that, to telling my whole story to this person? It is because if a person is a good listener and, and you get that feeling, then they tend to tell you. You don't even have to ask. I know sometimes you don't want to ask because they're going to tell you, but, and you can also say, what do you mean by that? It is just all things to prompt people to tell you more about their need, because if you know what their need is, then it's easy to know with you whether lead with a product or you lead with a business, and which product to lead with. Then 3 is to invite them. If I knew a solution, would you? I invited a lady which I met at the Safa group. She said to me, oh, she didn't know I have my own business, nothing. We were just chatting. I said I was a teacher. And she said to me, well, if I can earn £2,000 more a month, I will leave my teaching job. I hate the teaching because it changed so much. And I didn't say a word, and we just keep on chatting. And then this coming Friday, we have a business talk here in London. So on yesterday, I sent her a message and I said, you know what? Remember you said to me, if you can make £2,000 a month, then, you will go for it. I said, if you really want to, on Friday evening, we have a business talk in London. And I invited her for that. So always keep your ears open and keep it in the back of your mind and make a note to the people's names. And then you can always go back. Please don't jump people, because if you, or overpower people, you do get these people who talk so much, they totally overpower you that you feel, I just want to run away. Right, so be sure to send or give them a sample. And I love to give people sample. All the men on Saturday, I gave them a sample because there were lots of guests. So I gave them, we have the New Life Shake in a sachet. I gave them a sachet and I gave them 5 Pro Vitalities with it. Because if you use 5 Pro Vitalities in a row, you will feel it. So make sure you give them a sample, send them a video, send them a link, especially new people. I sent them first, I sent them a link of the breakfast pack that they learn about the breakfast pack. If I know they need some detoxing, I'll send them in another week. I sent them a detoxing link, or if I know they have a heart problem, I sent them a link about Louis' heart talk, which he do. So, or kidney problem, send them a link. So just keep on feeding people the links. Then you follow up. Check in a few days. No, check in 24 hours. Very, very important. Then ask them, what did you like best? Don't ask them, did you like it? Because then it's an easy cop-off and just to say no. Ask them, what did you like best? If they watch the link, what did they like best about it? Then attend all events. Very, very important. Like Esma and her team just attended Bloom Function. Very, very important. The other people in South Africa, if you didn't attend Bloom Function, you're like 50 meters behind to get to the 100-meter end. Okay. You have another great events coming up now. Ashley Pebbles is touring in South Africa. Make sure that you go to her events. She is brilliant. Her training is brilliant. And then in October, you have the summit in Johannesburg, Pretoria. So please make sure that you go to the summit. Save your money, take that you can fly there. I'm sure everybody knows somebody in Pretoria where they can stay, or Airbnb or a guest house. Okay, so 10 events. And the people in the UK, we're all going to Valencia. It costs us a little bit more. We need to fly to another country for the summit. But I'm telling you, it's all worthwhile. We didn't miss a summit since we got in the UK, and we're here for 22 years. So we see the world with the company. We always go a few days early, and then we do some sightseeing. So this year we're going to Valencia, and I can't wait to go and go and see what Valencia look like. Then your action plan, you do your 3 daily success habits, okay? Share the products, share the business, use the products, first use the products, then share the business, then share the products. So then attend your next New Life event. Make sure that you know what it is and attend it. 1 home meeting a week. If you can do 1 home meeting a week, man, your business will fly. And most people do 1 home meeting in 3 months. So all I'm saying, if you can do, but what I suggest, do the first home meeting at your house. Then you find somebody there where you can do the next home meeting. So next week you do the home meeting in somebody else's house. Or if you have a friend, say, man, I know you don't want to do a business, but won't you want to invite a few people to your house and we do a home meeting? No pressure. Nobody, it's just that I have time. I said to somebody over the weekend, I've asked my one friend many years ago, I said to her, I know she doesn't need the money. And I said, listen, yeah, girl, if can I just want to practice. That days we still did the QI. So I said, would you mind just listen to me? And then you can give me some tips. And she sat down and I did the old QI. Today you will take the coffee shop book and you go through the coffee shop book. And I said, okay, what do you think? And she said, man, I like to join. And she just joined to use the products. So, find your friends and say, man, no strings attached. I just want to practice. Do you mind if I come and show my coffee shop booklet to you? Maybe you can help me out here and there. Okay, great idea to do that. And then develop 3 levels deep. Very important to develop 3 levels deep. So if it's at your house, next time it's somebody else's house, maybe somebody who want to do the business and you find somebody there who want to do the business and you go to the next one. And you're going till you're 3 levels deep and you keep going like that. Get referrals from friends and family. People who say, I don't want to do the business, but okay, maybe you have some people who I can ask, and just phone your friend and say, I'm going to phone them. The work is 5 to 10 hours a week. Especially in the beginning, you're not going to have put more than 5 hours a week. So it's just say 5 hours of TV time. Then you use that. talk to people daily. I mean, if you don't meet people daily, go out and go to the shops or wherever, talk to people daily.
The easiest place to find them is on TikTok.
Okay, Chris, find them on TikTok. I find them on the tennis court. So if
I don't even leave the house and they come to TikTok.
yeah, so every person have their own way of finding new people. Like use the social media and then also know your next step. You must know what is your next step to do. And every beginning of the month, you break your month up and you go for your next step. And you do not give up until the month end closed. Don't think a week before, I'll never get there. I always say, I never give up. When I play a tennis match, I never give up until that last ball is gone. I will try and run until the end. Right, this is the terminology. PV is point value. QPV is qualifying point value. For instance, if you're a manager, you do 500 PVs. That is a manager. If you do it again next month, you're a qualifying manager. But if you do 250 PV, you're still a manager, you're just not a qualifying manager. Okay, so the same with the PV. PV is the business volume. That is where they work out your bonuses. SRP is customer price. DP is distributor price. This is what you pay for it. That is where you get the most money off.
Members' price is a waste of
Yeah,
time.
members' price is just a glorified customer. You get about 5% discount. Right. Upline sponsor. When we talk about an upline sponsor, it's the person who sponsored you into the business. Downline is people you introduced into the business. I'll give you an idea. Louis is my upline sponsor. Frank and Esme is my downlines. Okay. Crossline is like Esme and Frank. They're not in one another's business, but they're all in our business. That's a crossline. So you do not interfere in a crossline's business. You can motivate them. You can have friendships with them. You can talk to them, but you do not interfere in one another's business.
As my grandson often says to Barbara, Omi, it's not your business.
Okay, this is the steps. You start as a distributor when you join. Your first step is manager, then senior manager, then executive manager, director, emerald director, world team, president's team.
And you just take 4 months to be a director, then you get paid good money.
Yeah, director is where the money starts. That is what you aim for. To give you an idea, a manager do 500 points. But once you're a manager, when you do 250 points, you get a 3% bonus. But us in Europe get nothing. So be grateful for that 3% you get in South Africa. Then at 500 PV, we get 5%. At 1,000 PV, you get 10%. At 22,000 PV, you get 15%. 3,000 PV, you get 20%. 4,000 PV, you get 25% bonus. That is the bonus on top of the money you make when you sell a product. That we call profit. Okay, that money you keep from the beginning. This bonuses you get after month end, they pay it into your bank account. Right, so this is how we encourage people to do the business when you still have a job. Okay, so you start, you get yourself a downline. You do a home meeting in your downline's house. You get one person there, you do the next meeting in their house. You get a person there, you do the next meeting in their house. You keep going with this until you get to 2,000 PVs. Then you start your next leg. And then you start doing the same. By the time you get to 2,000 PV, you will have a total of 4,000, then you're director. If you're a fast flyer, you will do this all in 1 month. We had a lady here who did this in 2 months. In 2 months' time, she did, remember Alima Esme? She did it in 2 months' time and she went director. So if you're a go-getter, nothing holds you back. If you want to do it, you can do it in your first month. You're very welcome.
So
Okay.
in South African money, just to put in perspective, and she got £1,800 after 4 months. So it's 25, and it's like 40,000 a month she was earning after 4 months.
Yeah.
40,000 rand after the fourth month.
Yeah. So, but she was really great. She knew a lot of people. She had a lot of home. She had about every second day she had home meetings. Okay. Then you start your new leg and you repeat it. Okay. A 3 in 30. This is how you do it. When they talk about the 3 and 30, you sponsor 3 people and each person do 100 points. If one of them don't do their 100 points, it's not a 3 and 30. Everybody need to do at least 100 points. Right, your steps to director. I told you now the way you go. You do 500,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. You earn anything, well, that actually up now. It's actually from 15,000 to about 25,000. I know, somebody said to me as a director, they earned, their biggest bonus was 31,000 Rand. So it depends on how many personal sales you have. The higher your personal sales, the higher your bonus. Yeah, in the UK, you can earn 800 per month and more. Okay. By doing that 3 easy steps, use the products, share the business, share the products. Right. So this is manager. This is just an idea. Okay. It's not going to work like that. One do 100 points, the other do 200 points. Just to show you, if it's you and you do 125, you have 3 people, each do 125. It's a total of 500 points. You are a manager. But you yourself always have to do 100 points if you want to take a step or if you want to earn a bonus. The next step is senior manager. You do the same thing. You up your game. You do 250 PV. You have 3 people who each do 250 PV. That brings you to 1,000 PVs, and you are a senior manager with 1,000 PVs. Again, you only have to do 100 personal. You can have 9 people who each do 100. You do 100. It's 1,000. It's also, a senior manager. Or you yourself can do 1,000 PVs yourself. You're also a senior manager. It doesn't matter how you get there. The only thing which is very, very important is that you yourself have to do your own 100 PVs, because the company want to see that you don't use and live off other people, but that you at least use your own products. And the executive manager here, you can just make 500, 500, 500, 500, and you're at 2,000 PVs, you're an executive manager. And this is how I went director. I did 1,000 PVs myself, me and my customers, when I was in Queenstown. I had my mom and dad. They did 1,000 PVs. I gave them a target of 1,000 PVs. I had Herman and Lisa. They did 1,000 PVs. That was their target. And then the third one was a guy called Babes Kitching, and he did 1,000 PVs. And in 6 months' time, I did this in Queenstown in South Africa when we lived there.
Where there hardly any people.
Where there were hardly any people. So all I'm telling you is identify your people who are going to be your business builders. Give them a target and, tell them that, let's go. We work together. Let's see. 1,000 for me is as difficult as 1,000 for you. So if I can do it, so can you. Let's see who can do it. Okay. How to log on to your New Life shop? You go to www.newlifeshop.com. You click on it, and then you enter your username and password. Normally, it's first the country code. In here, it's 14. In South Africa, it's 26. Then the company give you your ID number. They call it a New Life ID number. And then here, they send you a 4-digit passcode. In South Africa, you can pick your own passcode. Okay. So that's how.
I get it by email.
Yeah, and this in the UK, everything get to you immediately by email. In South Africa, you also get it by email. Right, just to give you an idea, people who don't know where to find their links, I just logged on and onto my mom's account. Okay, so if you logged onto your account, you go to that three little stripes there, you click on there, and this is what you see. Then you click on account, okay? Once you click on account, you will see manage my website. If you click on manage my website, then you see here your distributor link and your members link. Okay, so if you have a customer who just want to buy the products, don't want to pay the joining fee, you can send them your members link and they can join. If you have somebody who want to join as a distributor, you can send them your distributor link and they can just do it on their phone. This is how we do it in the UK. We send the distributor link, people log in and they just follow the steps. And that's why I say when we're at people's house, I send them the link there and there. I sit with them, I help them to register
On their
as
phones.
on their phones. I know in South Africa you can also fill in a paper thing, but wow, man, it's a lot of effort because you must then WhatsApp the money which you paid online. It's so much easier just to do it online with the distributor link, and this is how you get it. Right, what you can expect from me is
Or what your downline should expect from you.
yeah, or what your downline should expect from you. I will ensure you know where to find the relevant resources. I showed you all the resources just now, okay? And the best possible training and the right events. We go out of our way. I can tell you from Frank and from Herman and from Chris, we who did the trainings up to here, we really try our level best to give you the best training of what we've learned over the past 32 years and to share it with you. We also share with you all the events. You just have to go. I will invest time and effort in you. One thing is for certain though, I will never work harder on your business than you are prepared to work on yourself. So I'm not going to build the business for you, but I'm here for you. If you work hard and you show the dedication, I will put in the effort. I just judge people on their actions, not on their words. I will always answer the phone, and if I don't, I will always aim to phone you back within 24 hours. Well, last night,
I'm not good at that. I get Barbara to do it.
Chris is terrible at it. Yeah.
That's why I've got Barbara.
Anyway, last night I had a phone call 11 o'clock at night, and I just sent a message back and said, listen, yeah, I just got into bed. I'll phone you tomorrow. So, which I don't think it's unreasonable. Right. What I expect from you is to give this business at least 12 months of consistent work and effort. Because people try for a month and then they said, oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't work for me. The business is not supposed to work for you. You're supposed to work the business. Okay. And be honest, if you work in the business is when you sell a product or you talk to a new person for the business. That's the only two things which is really work. The other stuff is all admin. I know it's necessary, but it's not really work. To be 100 PV active every single month, to use your own products, that's what we expect. To attend the recommended trainings and events in the best of your ability. I know if you sit in Cape Town and you need to get to Joburg, you can't go to every event in Joburg, but once a year, I'm sure you can make the summit. To be coachable and approach everything with an open mind and a positive attitude. Yeah, don't go to the meetings and sit and moan all the time. It's not going to bring you anywhere. So let's have a positive attitude. Communications go both ways. If I try to reach out to you, please reply at your earliest convenience. Okay. What you can expect from yourself. I commit to be 100 personal PV active user every month. I commit to attend all trainings and events and support meetings and events put together by the company or my upline. Because remember, maybe you've seen it before, but now your downline is on the call and you're not there. So that doesn't say much for you then at the end of the day. Your downline want to see that you're also there. It is to pause to support your downlines. Prospect constantly, enroll regularly, Become professional as soon as you can. Learn the necessary skills. Make one less mistake every day and get better and better and better. Go for this. You've got this. And that is it, Frank. You can stop